Red Bull is sugar, water, caffeine, and some amino acids. That's it. You can buy the same ingredients for about 12 pence. They sell it to you for £3. And you don't just buy it, you feel good about buying it. That's not luck. That's one of the most clever marketing strategies ever designed. Red Bull figured out something about human psychology that most companies still don't understand.
Generic energy drinks offer large volumes for a low price, but a single, expensive can of Red Bull buys just 250 milliliters. The physical liquid inside, water, sugar, caffeine, and taurine, cost mere pennies to produce. It's a microscopic sliver of the £3 price tag. Despite this discrepancy, the company moves over 11 billion units annually, maintaining its position as a global leader in a category it created. Hydration and flavor are secondary. The real purchase is a carefully constructed sense of value. In 1970s Thailand, the brand began far from the world of premium marketing. Entrepreneur Shaleo Yuvaja mixed a tonic he called Krating Dang, which translates to red bison. He formulated the drink for factory workers and truck drivers pulling exhausting shifts during Thailand's industrialization. It was a flat, uncarbonated syrup with a medicinal profile, built for the functional necessity of staying awake during long hours of manual labor. In 1982, Austrian salesman Dietrich Mateschitz discovered the drink in Bangkok. Finding it cured his jet lag, he immediately proposed a global partnership with Chaleo. The partnership faced immediate friction, trying to sell an Asian medicinal syrup to a European market that had no existing category for energy drinks. From 1984 to 1987, Mateschitz adapted the formula, adding carbonation and adjusting the sweetness to suit Western tastes. He then set the retail price 10% higher than established sodas, a move that ran contrary to traditional market entry logic. This premium price reframed the drink as an efficiency product. It signaled to consumers that they were buying a functional tool for performance rather than a casual refreshment. Lacking a massive TV budget, the team focused on creating the appearance of popularity. In London, they famously filled public rubbish bins with empty cans to imply that the product was already the drink of choice for the city's youth. They scaled this through a student brand manager program, using custom Mini Coopers to distribute free samples directly to university campuses. Red Bull bypassed traditional retail hurdles by engineering a sense of cultural ubiquity and elite status before the product reached mainstream shelves. To justify the cost, the brand needed to associate its efficiency product with the idea of human potential. They bypassed safe traditional sports and instead aligned with high-risk athletes in the world of extreme sports. Eventually, sponsorships were replaced by ownership as the brand began inventing its own spectacle-driven competitions, like the Flug Tag. They dominated environments defined by visceral kinetic energy, filming athletes in high-stakes situations where performance was the only thing that mattered. By embedding the logo into these high adrenaline spaces, a can of Red Bull functions as a point of entry, connecting ordinary consumers to a daring subculture through a single purchase. In 2007, the company underwent a structural pivot with the formation of Red Bull Media House. The shift turned the brand into a dedicated media production company that owned its own events and the rights to broadcast them. In October 2012, the company launched the Stratos project, sending skydiver Felix Baumgartner to the edge of space. 8 million people watched the livestream concurrently as Baumgartner broke the sound barrier in a supersonic freefall. This chart highlights the economics of the stunt. The $50 million investment generated roughly $6 billion in earned media value, the equivalent cost of a traditional global advertising campaign. Stratos demonstrated the final scale of the brand shift. By funding a supersonic freefall seen by millions, the company had transitioned into a creator of global news events. Today, Red Bull operates as a global entertainment conglomerate. It manages a massive portfolio of sports properties while outsourcing the actual manufacturing of its beverage. Its reach extends to dominant Formula One teams and global soccer franchises, placing the logo at the center of mainstream professional sports. Sustaining this ecosystem requires a staggering reinvestment, estimated at 30 to 40% of total revenue, back into marketing and media. Media production builds the brand aura, justifying the premium price of the drink. The high profit margins then fund the next production. This loop moves over 11 billion units a year, relying entirely on the brand's media presence to drive volume. The drink is the financial fuel required to maintain a massive entertainment ecosystem. This returns to the core question: why hand over £3 for a tiny can of sugar water? The company has achieved narrative sovereignty, total control over what the brand represents in culture. The 250 milliliter can operates as a piece of high-margin merchandise, funding the very empire it represents. It is effectively a souvenir, an admission ticket that connects the consumer to the boundary-pushing moments the brand produces. If you turn your product into a philosophy and make history instead of advertisements, consumers will pay the premium.
Red Bull doesn't sell energy drinks. They sell an identity. And once you see that trick, you start noticing it everywhere. Supreme, Apple, Tesla, they all do versions of the same thing. If these breakdowns are your kind of thing, hit subscribe. The next one is about another brand that charges insane prices for a simple product, and the psychology behind why we happily pay.